Good evening, everybody. Apologies for those technical difficulties. I think I may have forgotten to select spectate due to obviously all the excitement of the Ferrari move next year. If you haven't heard, if you've been living under a rock, Lewis Hamilton will be signing for Ferrari in 2025. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's look at the guys tonight. So we're around Singapore tonight. Round 9, I believe it is, and yeah, it's been a good season so far. I've really enjoyed commentating. I think I'm solo comms tonight. Rob not being available, but hopefully he'll be back as soon as. So we're around Singapore tonight, as I mentioned. It's a lovely track, new layout as well. So that's going to be interesting for the guys with setups. Maybe looking to go more straight line speed as they've got rid of a few corners at the end of sector 3, I believe it is. So it's going to be interesting tonight to see how everybody's going to set up tyre strategies, etc. It's usually a one-stop round here, so that's not going to be too difficult. But with the walls being so close and this track being notorious for safety cars, we could see a few. I think our race on Monday night, we had quite a few safety cars. But yeah, so tonight we have Tobes, who's just set a lap of a 29.4, and Legende in P2 with a 29.5, expecting the times to come down quite a bit as well. Those are just the sighter laps. Obviously the car might not be as light as possible as Hobbsy, as I say that, so it's a 29.4, so as you can see the times are getting quicker as we're on board now with Tobes. Looks like he missed the apex there slightly. They're just coming over the bridge now. Slight bit of understeer again as Ennis sets a 29.1. So yeah, as I said, the times are getting quicker. But yeah, let's have a look. As far as we was on board with 4-star there, I was looking at the spectator menu. But yeah, it's looking like a good race tonight. Hopefully the race is not going to be affected by any weather. I mean, the worst thing you want around the track, a street track as well, a street circuit like this, is rain, which will add another factor into the strategy, into the race. But yeah, hopefully these guys can have a clean race tonight. Still a few guys to set a lap. Let's have a look. So we have Pan in the Red Bull, who's not set a lap. Ignore me in the Red Bull. That's Pan, sets a 29 dead. So as I said, track's rubbering in now. Obviously there's still 11 minutes to go in the session, so anything can happen at that time. Obviously as the track gets rubbered in, times will come down. So let's see if anybody else is on a lap at the moment. No, everybody seems to be on a cool down lap or in the garage. See what Pango decides to do here, if he's on fast lap. No, he looks like he's 1.7 seconds down, so probably just coming in, regrouping and then going again. There might be some balls. We have Crack, who hits the wall. He looked like he was on a quick-ish lap. But yeah, some of these guys may look at the setup changes now, and there's minimal changes you can make. Obviously, I think differential and front wing, so some of these guys may be changing the front wing levels a little bit, maybe asking for a bit more bite. Some guys may be suffering a bit of understeer, oversteer, so they'll be dialing in and out the wings just to see if they can get a pointier front end. But yeah, today as an F1 fan has been a strange day, if I'm being honest. On one hand, it's been fantastic, and then on the other hand, it's been exhausting with the news and the driver changes and everything. And this is only the beginning. Like, this season now, you're just going to see loads of different rumours and drivers linked with certain teams, because obviously Lewis is now leaving Mercedes at the end of this year and he's joining Ferrari. Now that Mercedes seat is going to be wanted by a lot of drivers, There's been rumours flying about that Alonso could possibly be in the frame, Albon in the frame. There's a lot. But it's going to be interesting anyway. Obviously, I'm childhood Ferrari fan and a Lewis Hamilton fan, so today has been like the best day ever, more than I could ever ask for. And yeah, it's been a fun day. But then you've got to look at it as next season, what's going to happen with Mercedes. Are Mercedes going to prioritise George? Is Lewis going to play the team game? It's this season now in 2024 is going to be an absolute madness. But yeah, we'll get back onto that a bit later. But yeah, let's have a look at these guys tonight. Hobbsy on an outlap now in the Haas. Toby's about to start his lap now, I would say. So let's stick on board with Toby now. Turn 1, turn 2 in the beautiful Ferrari. I do love this corner. You can take so much speed into it. Kiss the apex, runs it as wide as he can without touching the wall. And he will be getting a little bit of a toe in front as the car in front pulls to the left. He's 5 thousandths up. Hopefully that car in the distance doesn't affect him too much. Ooh. So as you saw there, Toby may have been slightly distracted. I believe it was an AlphaTauri that went off in the distance there. It's so difficult when you're following somebody and something happens in front and you just lose that bit of concentration. It's just a little bit of trust you lose in the car in front. See what Toby's set to 2 times. Yeah, he's lost a lot of time now, so it'd be best for him to regroup, save his tyres, save his ERS, and go again. See. Legende on the lap in P6. Now this is the new section of the Singapore track. I quite like it, to be honest. Makes it more fast, like faster flowing. As Legende crosses the line into P3 with a 29.4. So we'll stick on board with Hobbs now as he's just entered turn 2. Hopefully you get a clean on board for you guys at home. Again, run it as wide as you can, keeping it off out of the wall. Spots his braking zone, lovely. As you see there, he caught a curb on the inside there. We've seen a few people catch that curb and it just spins you ever so slightly. Now, if you remember, I don't know if any of you remembered Formula 1 back in the day around Singapore, but the infamous Singapore Sling, which was a chicane which literally used to launch the cars up in the air. Thankfully, they got rid of that and they just turned it into a left turn. Makes it more flowing and a bit safer for the drivers, because some of the crashes that we saw were quite bad. I remember Kimi Raikkonen having an incident here back in the day, in his Ferrari days. As Hobbsy comes through now, penultimate corner. Charlie's boxes now. Yeah, he may have lost a bit of time. Anybody else on the lap? 4-star is up. So we'll stick on board the 4-star. He's about 7.5 temps up. That's about as Pan goes quicker with a 28.9. And Ennis goes quicker with a 28.7. So as I said, the times are coming in now. Track's rubbing in. See what 4-star's got. Our resident TikToker. He's running low on the ERS here, so I don't know if he's going to have enough battery to get him across the line. Let's see what his sector 2 time is as he comes over the bridge. Yeah, you can see he's lost quite a lot. Trying to find the complete lap for you guys, I do apologise. Let's have a look at crack. Oh, he's lost it into the wall. Not sure if he has damage, but if he does, he's got enough time to come back into the pits and change our front wing, put on a new set of tyres and go again. But yeah, we're getting into that period now, Q3, where it's literally everybody now is just going to take the fuel out, put on a new set of tyres. I think for me personally, this is the best moment of the weekend, especially racing. Q3, where the car is at its lightest, the tyres are at its grippiest, and it's literally just go for it, where you can literally just throw the car in. Obviously you want the confidence to be able to throw the car in and it not spit back out at you. But yeah, Q3, maybe the most exciting part of the weekend for F1, I'd say. Obviously the race day is fantastic, but Q3, where, as I said, the car is just at its fastest. Yeah, we don't have many people out on track yet. We have Hobbsy and we have Tobes in the Ferrari, Tango on an out lap. So yeah, let's have a look. Do you know what? I'm not going to be biased to Ferrari at all, but as obviously Lewis Hamilton has signed for Ferrari in 2025, going to be on board for Tobes' Q3 lap. So no pressure, Tobes. Let's see what you can do in this beautiful Ferrari. Just have a look at that. Iconic car, iconic livery, iconic team. Just everything about Ferrari is just iconic. I cannot wait for 2025 now. I honestly can't. I really can't. Here we go. Tobes now. Getting ready. See how he gets through first sector. Looks like he may have hit the wall slightly there. Doesn't look like there's any damage to the Ferrari. So let's see what it takes for first sector timers. Okay, he's down, but he's not down by a lot, which means he can easily get that lap time back the rest of the lap. We have some yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. Maybe cars just slowing down to let others through on laps. Looks like he touched the corner, yeah, to the right. I believe that's the infamous corner. Oh no, this is, yeah. I think that was the infamous corner that maybe George may have went out in last year in Singapore. I mean, we need to talk about Singapore's race last year, which Carlos won in the Ferrari. That was a great race. The tactics from obviously Sainz, Lando in the DRS there. Will we be seeing some tactics like that tonight? Who knows? Who knows? I believe, yeah, this lap isn't. Hobbsy sets a 28.8, so the time's going to come in thick and fast now. Going board with Ennis, see where he ends up, and he's quicker already. How much confidence Ennis does have with just being able to throw the car in there, just sticking. Again, look at that. Kisses the apex there, runs it to the wall on the right hand side, keeps it within track limits. One and a half temps up. Couple of corners to go. Spots his braking zone lovely, kisses the apex on the right hand side, he kisses it on the left hand side. It's a great lap there from Ennis. 28.4. Has anybody got anything else to... Don't think anybody know. I think that's it. We have our grid. So yeah, it's a great lap there from Ennis at the end. He was still quick enough for the time he set previously, but he's just gone even quicker. He's laid down a little bit of a marker there to the rest of these guys tonight. But again, it's only qualifying. The race pace is completely different. And as you know, this track is notorious for safety cars. Obviously, we have the infamous crash gate from 2008. But yeah, we'll run through the grid. So we have P1 Ennis in the Williams, Hobbsy P2, Pan in P3, Darai in P4, and Legende rounding out the top 5. P6 we have D-Morts, IRT Crack, Rapid, Griff, DeWill. In P11 we have Tobes, 4-Star, Nolsey, Tango, War Daddy, Strauss, Cole Paradox, Maconi, and Ignore AFL 994, that is me. Yeah, so that was an interesting quali. Looking forward to the race. You can see the gaps here, but the gaps are around this track. It's going to be non-existent. There's going to be quite a lot of DRS trains. As I said, there may be a few incidents, so I will try and capture that as best as I can tonight. But yeah, let's get ready for the race. So, looks like I'll be starting the race. I will race round on my pad if I can retire on the formation lap. I will. I think I may have to race round, so I do apologise for these slight technical difficulties. Yeah, I can't. So obviously Golden Age rule in CRR, please do not ready up. Just for the fact that people are putting in their strategies, setting their fuel, etc, etc. So anybody that would click the start race button will be hated by a lot of these guys. It happens a lot in tier 4. So yeah, we'll wait for the clock to count down into the race itself. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting race tonight. From the back of the grid for me. But yeah, no, really looking forward to commentate on this race. Seeing how Ennis fares in the Williams. Obviously, me being a Williams driver this season, hoping he does well. But I'm hoping for a race from everybody, a good race from everybody. Don't want to be too biased. And there's a lot of quick drivers in here. I think I say this every week. This tier is probably the most stacked in terms of drivers, in terms of how close everybody is. The pace is really good here, and it's been a pleasure for me to commentate. So please ignore my driving. Let me see if I can retire. Yeah, I can't retire. This is going to be fun.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap, please. We're loading the gears, so let's go through them all if we can.
As we go through this formation lap from my POV, I am so sorry that this has happened. Technical difficulties probably on my part. Just seeing if I can try and retire. I can't, so it'll be in the race. Bearing in mind I'm racing on my pad. I haven't raced on my pad in ages. Now I'm moving over to the wheel.
No rain expected for the time being.
As my engineer has gladly told me, there'll be no rain expected, which is good. So it's looking like a dry race for these guys tonight. But just because it's dry doesn't mean there's gonna not be no drama. This track is historic in drama-filled races. Remember in 2019, I think for Sebastian's last win was round here, and he was, to say he was a god round Singapore. He got the undercut on Charles, and that was in quite controversial terms, that race, but it was obviously Seb's last win for Ferrari, around a track that he loves so much, so it was nice to see. But there's always been some sort of controversy around here. Obviously George crashing out last year. In hindsight, would he have let Lewis through? Probably not, as the racer that he is. But could Mercedes have won that race? We'll never know. We'll line up in the grid anyway, and then I will retire. So we're back to commentating now. Do apologise for that, guys. But yeah, back into the race now. This Ennis is now half a second clear of Pan in P2. Let's just get everything out now. But yeah, looking forward to commentating on this now. So we have some action, sector 2. Let's have a look. So we'll keep an eye as we have somebody in the wall there. It looks like it was an Alpine of T-Griff. Let's have a look what's happened to him. Yeah, you can see he's lost a bit of his front wing end plate there, so he'll be pitting. And he is on the hard tyre. So, interestingly, 4-star is the only one that's gambled and gone onto the soft tyre. So his first stint really has to be on point tonight if he wants to make any inroads. But we'll follow it through. So Ennis leads after the first lap. Pan in P2 and Hobbsy in the P3. Darai in P4 and Rapid in P5. So you can see sort of a split between mediums and hard tyres. Mediums and hard tyres can go quite long here, it being a street track. Not too much stress on the tyres. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys fare tonight with the different strategies, maybe different setups. Are some expecting safety cars, so maybe underfueling the car? It's going to be interesting to see how everything leads tonight. But again, we have the Red Bull of Pan in behind Ennis. We'll show the guys further down. Yeah, Hobbsy now just coming over the bridge. Look at this camera angle, beautiful. You can see sort of the trains are forming a little bit. Obviously, it being a street track, it'd be quite hard to overtake, so strategy is going to be key here. Will people be going for the undercut or the overcut? Undercut is very powerful around here, so maybe pitting that lap earlier may be beneficial to overtaking. As you can see, Pan and Ennis exchanging fastest laps there. The DRS will be activated now, so we may see some overtakes. We may not, but let's have a look. As Rapid gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So he's not got off to a good start. Hopefully he can get his head down now. So yeah, as we come down now, the DRS is now activated. Are we going to see any overtakes? We see a bit of teamwork there from the two Mercedes between Strauss and Marconi. Strauss getting ahead of Marconi. Looks like Marconi did let Strauss through, so that's good teamwork there from the two Mercs. So hopefully they're able to move up together and get some good points for Mercedes tonight. Marconi closely following his teammate. Maybe if Strauss is the quicker driver, Marconi can sort of be a rear gunner and see if he can just follow him through. Do love seeing teamwork like this though. Just goes to show, like, as much as everybody wants to win, it's good to have a good team with you as well. So hopefully these Mark boys can put on a good show. With War Daddy further behind, and D-Morts and the Alpha Tauri, who are being rebranded. I'm not even going to bother with the name because it's quite a long name. Personally, they should have just gone back to Toro Rosso. Obviously, I know that ship has sailed, but yeah, Scuderia Toro Rosso has a great ring to it. And we have T Griff now, who is on medium tyres at the back of the grid. So we'll go back to the top two, as you can see, very close together, half a second between them. Let's have a look at the ERS usage. So call it 10% really, 11% now. But Ennis is going to have to work very hard to keep Pan behind. Obviously with DRS activated, you'd rather be, I honestly say track position is key, you'd rather be the car in front. Sort of can control the pace. And the guy behind has to get in front of you. If you defend with your life, you can make it very hard. And it being a street circuit, track being very narrow, it's going to be very hard to overtake. It's going to have to be a great move. But these two stretching their legs a bit now on the rest of the grid. Hobbsy now 3.4 seconds behind Pan and Durai on the hard tyre with Rapid behind. Keep an eye on this as we have a yellow flag in sector 3. What's happened there? Oh, it's green now. May have been Marconi, I'm not too sure. Looked like Marconi. Yeah, we'll go back on board with Ennis. 0.4 of a second now. Just getting a bit tail happy there. That's obviously going to give Pan the eye to maybe make a move now. Well, it shows that Ennis is really pushing. But again, it's just, he's not close enough. As we have a yellow flag in sector 1. Seems to have gone now anyway, but we'll get back to it. Get this train forming now between Rapid, Durai, Legende and Crack. So Durai is in a decent position here. He's obviously on the harder tyre, so he'd be looking to go longer into the race compared to the guys near him on the medium tyre. Hard tyre does take a while to warm up around here, so expecting him to be quicker as the stint goes on. He will struggle a little bit now with traction, but these are tier 2 drivers. These guys are the best of the best, so I'm sure they won't have any real issues that may hinder them too much. It's rapid now, coming into the penultimate corner. We're going to have a move into that one, we are not, but this is the closest it's been. And it just seems to be getting good traction. Yeah, and Ennis has done well this time. So you have Cole Paradox with a 5-second time penalty speed in pit lane. But we'll give some look to Hobbsy, see how he's getting on. Having a quiet race today in P3. Obviously, it's only 6 laps in to the race, anything can happen. And for example, if the top 2 tangle as they are running very close, Hobbsy will be the beneficiary of that. So Hobbsy keeping it clean and just seeing what he can do. We have Rapid in P4, closely followed behind Durai and Legende and Crack. 4-star. Now I think 4-star's tyres will begin to fall off soon. Maybe the gamble of starting on those soft tyres hasn't come into fruition just as yet. But he now has a sighter on maybe how many laps the soft will last. If there's a late game safety car, he may be in a decent position to at least know how far those tyres are going to stretch to. So you have DeWill behind in P9 and Nosey in the Alfa Romeo, now known as Steak F1. To DeWill on those hard tyres now. I would say the hard tyres are probably in better nick than the soft tyres in front. I think the grip levels have now subsided in that soft tyre, and we may see some moves now on 4-star. He's close, but he's not close enough to make a move. Just got to be patient around here. The walls are so close, you don't want to make any sort of sudden movements that's going to hinder your race. It's quite a long track as well, so you get damage, it's going to take you a while to get back to that pit lane. So try and keep it out of the wall tonight. As we've had a change for the lead, we have missed that as we were looking at the sort of mid-pack. Hungary is now nearly 2.5 seconds clear of Ennis. Not sure what happened there. Was there maybe a mistake or something? But Hobbsy now is being attacked by Rapid. Is Rapid going to go down the inside? No, he thinks better of it and he just slots him behind. As we come down to the main straight. So we have DRS activated. We may see some moves now into at the end of Sector 1. Let's see who'll stick on board with this battle for P3. Yeah, we'll see if anybody makes a move now. Rapid is in the DRS. Is he going to make a move? Is he not? No. That's the difference in this tier, the patience that these drivers have. I'm sure if we were on board with somebody in tier 4, you would see somebody flying down the inside, somebody pulling off an audacious move, and it may come off, but it might hinder you on the exit of the corner. So sometimes it's best to live to fight another day, as Hobbsy is proving there. So let's see how people are faring for back on Legende in P6. behind the Rai in the Ferrari. Crack closely followed behind. And De Will, yeah, in front of 4-star. 4-star tyres definitely will have fallen off the cliff by now. I mean, it may have been a gamble that just hasn't paid off, but it's one of those you have to be in it to win it, and sometimes you may have to come up with audacious strategies to see where you can end up. And you may have been thinking at the start of the race, if you can start on the soft tyre, get a good start, gain a few places, and then see where that takes him. But again, it's still a long race to go. Still a long race. Anything can happen. As we're on board with Tango now for a pit stop. Not sure if he has had any damage. Yeah, it looks like a front wing change. So he's obviously picked up some damage somewhere. Gone on to medium tyres. He'll definitely be pitting again. T-Griff now. T-Griff looked like he was caught up in an unfortunate accident, sort of ruined his race at the moment. But again, it's still a long race, anything can happen. Safety cars, etc, etc. Cold Paradox, P18. So it looks like in that time Rapid has got past Hobbsy. But he also has picked up some penalties as well, so that may hinder his finishing position later on. And if there's a late game safety car, it's one of those where everybody is just so bunched up, you drop down quite a bit. So he'll be hoping there isn't any late game safety cars. It depends on what the penalty is as well. Let's have a look at what the penalty is. Yeah, it's a 3 seconds, so it's not like he can serve it under the pits when he stops. It's the Red Bull stretching his legs now, 3.1 seconds in front as we have a yellow flag in sector 3. All clear now. So it's quite spaced out a bit from, I'd say, P13 downwards. Maybe these guys may have been in some incidents which just sort of hindered their race a little bit. Yeah, Tango on those fresh mediums. He'll be looking to make some inroads now. Maybe go for the undercut, looking at that as well. Obviously, yeah, he was on the hard tyre, I believe, as he sets the purple last sector, as he would, being on brand new tyres. So we have a yellow in sector 2, and we have a safety car. I believe that may have been caused by Strauss there. So obviously safety for people new to F1, safety car is deployed if there's an incident, there's debris on the track. Usually for debris it'd be a VSC, but this is a full course safety car. So obviously the track gets neutralised. It's where people can pit, change strategy. So right now 4-star will be laughing a little bit. Maybe his tyres were dead and he was just waiting for something to happen. Perfect opportunity for him to get off these tyres. It's going to be interesting to see if any of the guys in front are going to change tyres, albeit they're on 9-lap-old mediums and hard tyres. But again, this is where strategy opens up when safety cars do come out, as we have the top 2 in the pits. So Pan's gone on to a set of hard tyres. Oh wow, it's like Piccadilly Circus, everybody's coming into the pits now. So NS onto hards, Hobbsy onto hards. Yeah, I think the overall consensus here is everybody's getting onto hards. The rider's gone on to a set of medium tyres, which is interesting. Don't know whether they'll stretch to the end. I think we'll have maybe 2-3 laps under the safety car, so we'll be easing them into it. A few of the guys have gone on to medium tyres. We have Crack, De Will, medium tyres, 4-star on hards. So what we'll do is we'll do a quick race rundown as the races were neutralised. We'll see how many people have lost or gained positions. So Pan is up 2 positions in first, Ennis is down 1 in P2, Rapid up 5 in the Alpine, Hobbsy P4, Dorai P5, Legende P6, Crack P7, DeWill P8, 4-star P9. I believe 4-star has changed tyres as well. Yes, he has. So it's worked out quite nicely for him. We have Nolsey P10, Tobes P11, Tango P12, Strauss P13, Coney P14, D-Mort P15, War Daddy P16, T-Griff in 17th, and rounding up the grid we have Cole Paradox in P18. So Cole Paradox is quite far behind, but luckily he's not been lapped. Like me on Monday night, I was lapped, so my race was pretty much over. Got caught up in an incident on the first lap, and yeah, my race just went to pot really. Yeah, I was caught up in a few incidents with myself hitting the wall. The walls being so close around here, you have to be concentrating 100% around here, and it's easy to zone out. But yeah, my race was pretty much ruined after being lapped. So hopefully the same doesn't happen to Cole Paradox, but he's got the chance now to get back up to the pack. So his race can sort of recommence from there. Yeah, we'll have a look at the tyres. So yeah, no more soft tyres. It's now a mix between mediums and hards. I believe the hards will definitely go to the end of the race. The medium may be a stretch. Going to need a lot of tyre management. Looking after those tyres. And it not being quite a fast circuit, is going to be a lot of traction zones as well, where you're going to put more wear into the tyre. So just be careful on that throttle. Short shift if you need to. And yeah, see how you can fare with the rest of the race. But yeah, we haven't got much longer under the safety car. I believe I should be in next lap, I would say, just having a look where Cole Paradox is compared to everybody else. We may have it in this lap, to be honest. Let's see. Yep, safety car is in this lap, so Pan now becomes the de facto safety car. We even get some heating into his tyres. No overtaking until the first finishing line, sorry. So yeah, just bringing the grid to a halt. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. He's going to leave it late. He's going to try and catch Ennis off guard. Ennis right on his gearbox. Maybe slightly offline, needs to get back online so he doesn't affect himself, and we're back racing now. So DRS won't be activated just yet. Let's have a look, see if there's any moves. Let's have a look at guys further back, see how they're getting on. May have overtake there. Yeah, we do. As D-Morts gets round Strauss on that restart. Maybe just got a bit more heat into those tyres, and he's ready to go. Obviously, for these guys, it's their second bite of the cherry now. They may have had incidents in the first part of the race, pre-safety car. Their race sort of begins post-safety car now, so yeah. Sort of like a new lease of life, these guys now. So fingers crossed that they have a good race. As with Marconi pulling over, now I'm not sure if Marconi has damage. Hopefully he doesn't. Marconi just getting out of the way now. Pan has got us back. We have a yellow in sector 2, and that's for T-Griff. Keep an eye on that. He's lost his front wing end plate again. So we're back racing now, green flag conditions. We'll jump on board with Pan as he leading us across the line now. He sets the fastest lap of the race. There's some battling there between the the McLaren and the Ferrari. The DRS will be activated soon, so we may see a bit more overtakes coming down. I believe this was, I think when this track was announced in 2008, I'm going to say, was the first time F1 had a night race, and we proceeded to have a few more on, but obviously this is the trendsetter, this is the one that started it all. But there's definitely a few tracks I'd like to see that currently run in daytime at night. It'd be interesting to see, obviously Singapore is ran at night due to obviously European time being around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, so European people can watch the race in sort of civilized hours instead of the crack of dawn or late at night. But there's definitely a few tracks I'd like to see run at night. But again, you've got to factor in the European audiences, the world audiences, so it'd be a bit unfair maybe to run certain tracks at night. But it would be nice to see as we just run around to the rest of the grid. T-Griff now has pitted and he is now back on a set of hard tyres. Quite far back, but if there's another safety car, he'll be right back in it. And this sticking with Han now. So will we see the role reversal of what we saw before in Han getting past Ennis? Will Ennis kept past him as he runs a little bit deep there, but not too detrimental to his race, as we have some battling further down the grid between D-Mort and Ordaddy. Stick on board for this for now. But yeah, we're having a look at it now. D-Mort's still in P14. Currently in P17, and T-Griff still in P18. Stick on board with these guys at the moment. Obviously it's the battle for the lead. Now it could be interesting, maybe, then I'm just putting it out there, that Pan may have been quicker on the medium tyre at this beginning of the race, and this may just be quicker on the hard tyre. Obviously, it can happen where drivers can be quicker on a certain type of compound. Obviously, it may be setup related, it might be driver related. We're all sort of different beasts when it comes to different tyres. Some are just great on all sets of tyres, and some are not. So we could be seeing this here, maybe Ennis is just quicker. Or Pan is taking it easy and just getting his tyres into the window, the operating window, I'm just trying to see who can make it to the end. I believe they both should get to the end anyway on these hard tyres. You can see Pan is running the Max Verstappen helmet as well, which is an unlockable you can get on the game, which is a nice feat, obviously for EA and for Max, and for any Max / Red / Formula 1 fan. I mean, I've unlocked most of them as well. It's quite nice being able to run a realistic helmet, whether it's from Red Bull or Ferrari or Haas. It'd be nice to see if they could get full licenses on the next game with helmets. Obviously, you know, licenses in games can be a bit of a tricky subject, but I remember back on the old F1 games, you could at least get like the title sponsor, like the engine sponsor on the helmet, which is quite interesting. But anyway, before I bore you with more useless facts of the game, we'll jump on board with Ennis and see how he's getting on with his ERS usage. So quite similar, to be honest. A bit of a lock up there from Pan, as you saw the smoke, and Ennis there struggling with a little bit of traction now, but nothing more than he can handle. This has been a race or battle between these two. Who's going to come out on top? Is it going to be the Red Bull, or is it going to be the Williams, or is it going to be somebody else? We literally do not know. Anything can happen. It's Rapid in P3, having a solid race, but he's got that 3-second penalty looming, and he's got the Sharks behind him, and Hobbsy and Dorai and Crack. As I mentioned earlier on, Dorai and Crack are on medium tyres. Not sure if they're going to get to the end, or maybe they're gambling for another safety car. I mean, it is Singapore, and I think it's one of the tracks, don't quote me on this, it may have had a 100% safety car record. Not too sure. But anyway, Dorai in P5. On those softer medium tyres, we'll be looking to make some moves. But again, you're in a DRS train. It sort of nullifies the effect if everybody is really getting DRS. But we'll see if there's anything that's going to happen here. Just see the gap ebbing and flowing there between these guys. But look at that train. You can just see everybody in a line. And this is what I mean about this tier. Everybody is really close in terms of pace, as we have a move potentially into turn 1. Good defending there from Crack, and good spatial awareness from the pair of them there. Obviously, aggressive defending there from Crack, but nothing too untowards. Obviously, he made the move once. When defending position, you can only make a move once. You cannot change direction again. So, fair play. Obviously, rules and regulations followed there. As we have Strauss, who's now made a move. Strauss having a quiet race so far, but again, still a long way to go. Going to be interesting now in the new season of F1 what colour the Merc will be. Will the Merc be black, or will it go back to silver? Obviously, a lot of the cars adding black to their car is weight saving. Obviously, we're at that age in F1 where the cars are at their heaviest. But in 2026 they will get a bit lighter, which will be good. So hopefully that allows closer racing. Because these cars are heavy like boats. I was looking at something the other day where you see the comparison between the 2004 cars to the cars that they have now, and they are drastically different. Obviously different engines back then. 2004 was the V10 engines. So we have Tango in the pits. Let's see what he's going to go into. Yeah, we had the V10 engines back in 2004. Now we're obviously running V6 turbos. And again in 2026 the engines will be changing, so it will still be the V6 turbo, but with a change. Talking of changes, we have Ennis now into P1, and he's now ahead of Pan. So we're seeing a few, so we have a little bit of a ding dong here. The wheel and Legende. This looks like it could get a bit spicy. They've all made it through safely, so that is good. You come over the bridge now. Anybody gonna make a overtake? No. Oh, a little bit of a bump there. Hopefully not any damage. I think they can carry on. But nice to see some good fair battling between these guys here. You can see Crack has used a lot of his ERS there. So he may or may not be vulnerable. Obviously he's in the DRS train, he's in pretty much the middle of it, so he will benefit from DRS, which will help him defend from the car behind. If he's running left wing, he may be quicker in a straight line than the car behind. As we have a yellow in sector 1 and 3, all clear now. So Rapid gets another penalty. So we have the wheel down the inside of Legende. Looks like he may have just gone over. But defending with his absolute life there. Wouldn't expect anything less. But look at this. Showing how fair everybody is, giving each other space. You can see him move now. No, we're not. Gotta keep an eye on the Alpha of Nosey behind. It's getting a bit dicey now. Hopefully these guys keep it clean. But it's good to see good clean battling. I say this every week, but I do love watching racing etiquette, and these guys are showing that here. It's a great move there from the wheel around the outside, and Legende not putting him in the wall, which is nice to see. Is Legende coming back in? No, he's not. He backs out. Again, he doesn't want to compromise his exit, because he will lose a lot of time to the car in front and the car behind. Car behind being his teammate. So we're going to have a move. Between Forster. Forster gets a little bit of a snap on the exit there. Slightly compromises his line there just by coming in a bit shorter, but it doesn't look to have affected his exit as well, which is good. But yeah, so far so good with this race. Tango and P15. Shouts coming out now. Set of mediums. They'll definitely go to the end. Marconi. It's like these two Mercedes have been inseparable. They've always been in or around each other. But currently running P16, P17, and currently out of the points. So hopefully they can get further up. But it's going to be difficult. They are quite far behind. Ennis now stretching his legs now, just under a second ahead of Pan, and Rapid in P3 with 6 seconds worth of pens, and Durai keeping it clean in P4 in the Ferrari. So he keeps it out of the wall, keeps it clean, doesn't get any penalties and keeps the gap that he has to Hobbsy within 6 seconds, he will be in the final podium position. But again, it's Singapore. I've alluded to that quite a lot. Anything can happen around here. But so far, so good for Mirai in the Ferrari. We're getting any close battles. Jump on board with Legende as he is behind the Haas of the wheel. So DRS activated for 4-star. Will we see him move or not? No, I don't think we will. I have to say they have been very well behaved tonight, these drivers, which is good to see. Only had one safety car. Let's jump on board with somebody. Jump on board with 4-star. So both him and Knowlesy have DRS, so the effect of the drag reduction system will be negated on 4-star. You won't really gain much. Not that long to go. We see Singapore being one of the longest races as well, just under 2 hours, I believe. So for these guys, it'll be one of the longest races for them. Nosy with a bit more ERS. Will Nosy get DRS from the car in front? Or not? Nosy doesn't have DRS. But from that again, just a little bit too far behind. Dean Watch there getting an overtake on Toves. Toves trying to have a look. To Nervale. Dean Watch looks like he's got that move done. These two battling for the last points positions. P12 being the last points paying position. Will Daddy following closely behind, obviously Will Daddy with a penalty. 5 seconds, so he will serve that after the race, but who knows, he may be able to get that removed. Well, Dean wants a 3 seconds worth of pen, so he may not finish in that position. Obviously the race now winding down, only a few laps to go. Strauss and P16. So stick on board with Ennis and Pan at the moment. These two in a league of their own at the moment compared to the rest of the grid. As you see, 4-star moving into P8. 4-star's had a decent race, obviously starting on those soft tyres. Safety car coming out around about the time he would be pitting anyway. Maybe a few laps after, sort of helped him out a little bit, and he's slowly made his way back up to P8. Yeah, 4-star up 4 positions there. Biggest gainer tonight is Rapid, up 5 positions from P8 to P3. Biggest loser is T-Griff, down 8 positions. So they're having a race to forget, I would say. Yeah, we'll jump on board with these two anyway, see what happens now. And running with a lot less ERS, obviously trying to put the work in to catch Ennis. Obviously using the combination of DRS and ERS. Wants to make sure he's got enough in the tank. So yeah, with a couple of laps to go, Pan is still behind Ennis. Jump on board with the others, see what the situation is. Derai looking decent for maybe that podium there. So as I said, keeps it clean. You should get that P3. Jumping more Knowles there, is he gonna? I think 4-star's a bit too far ahead, but he will gain on him using the ERS and the DRS. You can see the red light flashing there with 4-star, which means he's obviously below the wanted number. Obviously when you are below, I believe it's something up. Yeah, below 10%, that flashing red light. It's not a brake light, it's a light for ERS management, so it's just currently derating. So that means he's getting less power, as we have T-Grip is now retired. Not sure where he has retired. Oh, he has retired in the pits. So luckily there will be no safety car, which is good because nobody wants to see a race ending under the safety car in controversial fashion again. To see what we're doing. We have D-Morts now on board. actually makes his move to P10. It's a good move there by Demort. Seen him make that move a few times tonight as well. That seems to be his place of overtake, which is good for him. He obviously does have a penny, so maybe he can try and stretch his legs and see if he can get away from Crack behind and consolidate that P10. So we'll jump on with Legende, the Will, and Hobbsy. Interesting, the two Hasses, Hobbsy being the one in front, does have a penalty. I think Legende being too close to them now, you can't really invert the cars and see if one can pull away and still keep the same amount of points. So it'd probably just be best for these guys to race to the end now and just see what happens. You don't want to lose too much time as you have 4-star and Nosey behind as well. So we do have 2 laps to go. Race has actually flown by, I must say. It's a bit of a lull now between Pan and Ennis. 1.7 seconds now. So we have Cole Paradox, Strauss and McConey are all on a brand new set of soft tyres, probably going for the fastest lap. Obviously, fastest lap is only awarded to the top 12. If you finish in the fastest lap, you get that extra point. So you may get the fastest lap outside of the top 12, but you won't get that extra point. So we're on board now, final lap. We'll jump on board with Ennis. Again, who's done a solid job tonight. Really interesting to see the change between Ennis and Pan. Obviously, Ennis started in P1, Pan got in front. Pan was leading after the first safety car and after the pits, and Ennis has overtaken. But it's not one of those races where Ennis has just run off into this distance. He's had to work for it, and I'm sure he wouldn't want it any other way. So a few corners to go for Ennis now. Couple of corners to go for Ennis, and that will be another win for him. Just got to keep it out of the wall, and Ennis is going to come across the line to win the Singapore Grand Prix. Well done to Ennis, well done for Pan. We have Rapid now, who's going to come across P3 on track, but Tarai should get the podium with the penalties, as he does. Yeah, Tarai finishes P3, Rapid P4, Hobbsy P5 on track, but will finish P7. So we'll just run now, see if everybody comes through now. Car Paradox now on a quick lap. We'll jump on board with him. Fastest lap, let's have a look. Yeah, it's Cole Paradox gets the fastest lap. Strauss is on quick lap as well. See what he can do as he's going to come across the line. Strauss gets it. Strauss gets the fastest lap of the race. But that was round 9 Singapore tonight. Thank you for joining me. I'll go through the race rundown in a second, and I will invite the top 3 to the podium if they are wanting to join. So we see the podium now of Ennis, Pan, and Barai. So bear me 1 second. So race finishes: Ennis P1, Pan P2, Barai P3, Rapid P4, DeWill P5, Legende P6, Hobbsy P7, 4-star P8, Knowlesy P9, Tobes P10, D-Morts P11, Crack P12, Tango P13, War Daddy P14, Cole Paradox P15, Strauss P16, McConey P17, and T-Griff not finishing the race. So it was a good race, so to be honest, expecting more safety cars to be honest. But again, that just shows you how good these guys are in this tier, that there wasn't that many incidents. So let me just invite these guys to the party, and then we can get the podium interviews done. So yeah, just invited the top 3. As we have Ennis who's joined. Can you hear me, mate? Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening, mate. Well done on another win for you tonight. How are you feeling about that? How was that race for you?
It was very sweaty, I can't lie. I mean, I had Panos literally up my gearbox the whole race, and I was behind him in the first stint for a few as well. It was really intense.
How were you feeling being behind him at that stage? Did you feel like you had the pace to get past him, or were you just biding your time and just waiting? What was your pace like compared to him tonight? What did you think?
I mean, before the safety car happened and when he was in front of me, I made way too many mistakes. I nearly put it in the wall about 4 or 5 times. I'm not even joking. So that safety car saved me. But when I was behind him in the safety car, I knew he had a lower ERS because I was able to save with DRS, and I was just waiting for the perfect moment to overtake, and the opportunity came, and I got the job done.
Sometimes it's better to be the car behind instead of being the one in front.
Yeah.
Because you can sort of capitalise on the cars in front's mistakes. But yeah, no, well done, mate. That's good, solid points of Williams tonight as well. So yeah, well done to you. I've invited the rest of the guys and the rest of the podium sitters, and I'm not sure if they're going to join. We'll give it a couple more minutes.
I don't think Panos will join, even if it joins voice chats. But
fair enough.
Who finished third? I don't know who finished third.
I believe it was. Let's have a look. It was Dahl. So Darai in the Ferrari.
Yeah, I don't know if they're joining. We'll give them a few.
But that's fine. We'll talk. We'll talk more. How are you feeling for the rest of the season now? Obviously, that's good, solid points for the championship. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very good, but I will miss next week. I know that for a fact. It's just a bit annoying because I think I could win it next week. I'm not too sure, but the week after that, I think Zandvoort. I think
how
I
you
should get the
feeling
job.
for Zandvoort?
I should get the job done there. I really like the track. It's very fun to drive, so I should get it done there.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, you've got quite a big gap. I mean, next week is Spa. You're missing out one of the most iconic tracks.
Yeah.
But it gives the guys a chance to catch up to you as well. But yeah, Zandvoort, you may be able to wrap it up in Zandvoort. But if worst case scenario, you could wrap it up in Bahrain. So yeah, it's not too bad. But you'd rather wrap it up as early as you can, so you don't have to go into like the final race stressing about anything. Not sure what the points gap is between you and the guys behind.
Before this race, it was 54 points.
Okay.
To Jet, and he wasn't here.
Yeah. So, yeah, mathematically, it's still obviously viable to anybody else, but yeah, we'll see what happens anyway. Stranger things have happened in this league, so who knows? But yeah, hoping you enjoy the break, enjoy whatever you're doing, the week off, and come back raring to go for Zandvoort.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else to add before I finish the stream off?
It was a really fun battle with Panos. It was me and him. We kind of gapped the field completely.
Yeah,
I didn't expect it at all.
Yeah.
But me and him with DRS for literally around like 29 laps until I broke the DRS in the final stage of the race. But yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, you guys, you done a good race. You two had the pace on the rest of the field. It was good to see. But no, well done, mate. Just from me, thank you to everybody that watched tonight. Sorry about the technical difficulties at the start with me not selecting my car. It's been a long day, but no, it's a pleasure to commentate for you guys again tonight. And if I am needed next week, hopefully Rob is back next week, and I'll be back on co-coms. But if needed, I'll be able to commentate solo or with a co-coms next week. But yeah, again, thank you to Nathan, thank you to AJ for allowing me this opportunity to continue to comms. It's been a pleasure, and long may it continue. So yeah, your host was AFL 1994, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching.